Welcome to CallumConnects, 5-minute entrepreneurial inspiration for your day. Howard Shaw is our guest today on CallumConnects Micro-Podcast. Howard is the founder and CEO of Activate Group, a best-selling author, serial entrepreneur of 30 years, specializing in liberating C-suite teams from the barriers holding them back personally and professionally.
Today, I want to talk to you about expecting turnover. Too many business owners just expect all their employees to stay forever. And too many employers keep people way too long because they're afraid of turnover. Yesterday, I'm having a conversation with one of my clients, and he was really disappointed because 2 people left his company, and he was taking it personally. Folks, it's usually not personal. All right. And pretty much in almost all cases, it's not. It has more to do about that person and their issues rather than your company and its issues. And you got to figure out the differences between the two. So I sat down with this client, and what we figured out was, his culture is great, better than it's ever been. Most employees really love being there and are promoting, bringing in the next employees. They pay above market, so they're paying well. All right. And they communicate very, very well in this company. So I said, so your foundation is in place. So if your foundation is in place, now the question was, did you hold people accountable fast enough? And he's like, well, one of those 2 people we should have fired about a year before. But we didn't, because that person had been with us for 9 years, and now it was 10 years. And because they had so much institutional knowledge, we were afraid to let that person go. And meanwhile, that person was poisoning the well, stirring the pot, because that person was disgruntled for their own reasons. And they never did anything about it. So definitely in that particular case, that's where there was a process problem in their company. Then we looked at the other person. And we said, all right, so if this other person left, why? And it's like, well, we went back and we realized when we brought this person on, they took a 25% pay cut. Folks, when was the last time you took a 25% pay cut and then somehow found a way to be happy? You may have been, pleased to have a job and maybe been pleased that you had some income, but you were not satisfied because now your expectations is I'm worth at least this. And this is what I'm making. So even if there's fair pay for that position, that person's going to be disgruntled. And sure enough, after 90 days, the person's like, when do I get a raise? 4 months, when do I get a raise? 6 months, when do I get a raise? You get the picture. And sure enough, after 1 year, when they were ready to give this person a very sizable raise, they had already worked themselves up and decided they were not even interested in this industry. So they took a job in another industry at a pay above where they were at before. Psychologically, for this person, there was no way to win. So my client should have been happy for 1 year to have one of their very, very best performers, and it kept that person for a year. The problem my client had, and the reason they were frustrated, is what is your process for making sure that you get ahead of the game, that you're ready to backfill expected turnover, because people will turn over. People leave in cycles. They leave for lots of reasons. Does your processes, are your processes for filling positions reactive or proactive? So my challenge with everyone is you need a proactive system so there's almost never an opening in your company. This is Howard M. Shore, founder of Activate Group, Inc.
If you enjoy learning from entrepreneurs, just do a search for CallumConnects in Google. I've done deep dive interviews with more than 1,500 entrepreneurs and business leaders so that you can learn from them.